After following this guide, you will be able to max any character's trust levels in less than 2 days. But first you need to know all the methods to get more trust levels, the daily limit of trust encounters per day, what you can do if you fail a trust event which decreases your trust, and even how to increase the spawn rate of the specific character you want to gain trust with. I went through 40 in-game days to see how exactly trust events work, so let's get started. Number 1. All methods to gain trust. There is a lot of ways to gain trust with your characters in Zenless Zone Zero. The first method is through street events where you encounter characters throughout the city. The second one is by using your phone to invite any character of your choice, which will result in a trust event with higher trust rewards. The third method, you need to have above trust level 3, and you can get more trust with characters in Hollow Zero by triggering a specific event. But please be aware you need to be above trust level 3 for this method, and have the trust rewards claimed already for this to work. To trigger this Hollow Zero event, you need to get the kill shot against the last boss of the floor with the specific character you want to gain trust with, and then go to the outpost of the next floor. This usually triggers the event most of the time, and once you have triggered the event, you can just leave without doing the whole Hollow Zero run. Now all of these methods has a daily limit to them, and it is quite important to know them so that you can move on to the next method without wasting time. Number 2. Daily limits on all methods. You want to avoid doing any other street trust events outside of the specific character you want to gain trust with, because let's say you want to increase your trust with Jane, but you also do a trust event with Seth, that will be one less trust event available to do with Jane for the day. This will force you to wait for the daily reset and spend in more days before you can get max trust with Jane. For these street events, the daily limit is 10, which is quite a high number, but make sure not to waste them, and also be aware that you can only encounter one of each character per day, so if you have already done a trust event for Jane for that day, you will need to skip time for the next day to get another chance of encountering Jane. And this means knowing how to skip in-game time fast is also important, which we will get to a bit later in this video. For Hollow Zero trust events, you can only get the trust reward once per day per character, but make sure to do it because it gives quite a good amount of trust. As for the last one, using your phone to invite characters to a trust event, you can only do this 3 times per day and only once per character, but it is way more complicated than that and way more rewarding, which takes us to number 3. Number 3. Affinity Markers. If you invite a character to a trust event using your phone, you will increase your Affinity Marker level with that character. Now there is 3 levels for Affinity Markers, level 0, 1 and 2. Level 0 shows no flame next to the character, level 1 shows a yellow flame, and level 2 shows a red flame. So what does this all mean, and how exactly do you get the higher levels? Well, first level 0 gives 0 extra chance of finding the specific character throughout the city for trust events, which makes it extremely difficult to level the character's trust of your choice. Level 1 increases the chance of finding a character by a little, and level 2 increases the chance by a huge amount. By inviting the character of your choice to these trust events and completing them, will increase the affinity level by 1, which means if you want to max the affinity level of a specific character to find them way easier, you need to invite them twice. This means it will take up to 2 days to have max affinity with a character, but it is really worth it and saves a lot of time. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Zenless Zone Zero and other gacha game content. Number 4. Fastest way to skip in-game time. It is really important to know the fastest way to skip in-game time so that you can do more trust events faster and frequently throughout the city. Now you have your free time skip, which you can do once per day, but I have another method you can use after that, which only takes about 4 to 5 seconds on average, and it doesn't cost anything like battery charge. It is a commission at the HDD for Chapter 2 Interlude. If you go to Combat and scroll down a bit, you will see a commission called Testing with Your Life Actually on the Line. If you do this commission with Billy, it is really fast. What you need to do is use Billy with a dash attack, and while he is doing this dash attack, you swap to another character in your squad, and be sure to swap because it is extremely important. If you swap while Billy is doing his dash attack, the area of his attack increases by an insane amount, breaking all the crates on the map. This completes the objective for the commission immediately, and then all you have to do is go and talk to the NPC to finish this commission. With some practice and experience, this will take you only 4 to 5 seconds to complete, and this is the fastest way right now to pass in-game time for Zenless Zone Zero. Number 5. What to do when losing trust. It is quite annoying if you do a trust event and choose the wrong dialogue option and lose some trust as a result. Another annoying thing that can happen is when you walk throughout the city and the trust event occurs with a character nearby, which you don't want to gain trust with, and doing them will result in one less daily trust encounter. To avoid both of these, there is one simple trick you can do. While in the dialogue for a trust event, you can press Alt F4 on PC to force close the game, and if you open the game again, the trust event will reset. This is a great method to level Inky to because of how complicated Inky's trust dialogues can be in English. If you are on console or mobile, this should also work by force closing the game somehow, and it really helps a lot so that you can ensure that you get the trust increase instead of losing trust, or spending daily trust encounters on the wrong characters. Number 6. Increasing trust levels and rewards. Once you have enough trust with a character, you need to wait until the next day, and you should get the trust quest to complete, and completing this trust quest will increase your trust level. Make sure you keep track of your trust levels XP by checking the phone or by clicking here under your characters, so that you don't waste daily limits and not get any XP out of it. Also be aware that Soldier 11 can't get trust level 4 yet, but all the other characters can at the time of me making this video. For trust level rewards, Trust level 2 will give you a quest to complete, and this will allow you to use the character as a promoter for your video rental store. Trust level 3 unlocks the Hollow Zero Trust event and new Affinity Markers. And Trust level 4 unlocks a wallpaper, which is nice. All of these trust levels also give some dennies, holochromes, and sometimes skill upgrade materials. Number 7. The best routine. The best routine for leveling a character's trust levels would be to check the map throughout the day, from morning until midnight, to see if the character spawns that you are trying to gain trust with. The reason for this is because characters can spawn at different times throughout the day, some spawning only at night or midnight, like Soldier 11. I would also recommend inviting them to a trust event by using your phone to increase their spawn rates before you start grinding their trust levels to save a lot of time. After doing all of this, you can start by checking the map if they spawned, use your daily free time skip, check the map again, do the fastest commission you can to skip time, and check the map again if you don't see them, and repeating this until the next day if you can't find them. Just remember, you can only find each character once per day, so if you have already found them for the day, skip until the next day. There is also a lot of upcoming characters for Zenless Zone Zero, so make sure to check this video to plan your pulls ahead. Peace out!